would have reported your video, bro. As fraudulent. Yeah, bro. Yes, bro. I really appreciate this. Rob Zombie,
Are those songs or movies?
you know how he said the like first movie you remember? Y'all remember the fucking the DVD things you could flip up and it was portable? Bro, the first fucking movie like I locked in on, it was like 2008 or 9.
Get your stuff back in blood. Nigga, get back in blood with my aunt.
Actually reading the credits of movies and like
You're psycho.
what's going on in the movies.
Probably in love with Halloween. I used to pull up on him and we watching all of them, every single one, every day. Like, that shit became my favorite movie.
Watching like 31 and like Halloween. Bro.
And that's a gift for you, Rob Zombie, the Dragula Funko edition.
Bro, Rob Zombie tap in. Do my album cover or something.
You did a video with Cole Bennett.
Isn't Rob Zombie like a crash out? Or who which one is the crash out? Rob Zombie or the bald one? Or is Rob Zombie bald? I think I watched a TikTok on him where it was just like he would do crazy shit and he would do like just crazy shit out in public. And like he would eat poop on stage. Is that the nigga I'm thinking about? He got dreads? No. He got dreads? Which one am I thinking about? Wait, blood, which one am I thinking about? There was a nigga who used to eat poop on stage, bro. At his shows. I swear to God. I'll search him up, bro. No, bro, he was a crash out. Bro, he was literally a crash out. He did wild shit in public. He like, y'all gotta hear his backstory, bro. Uzi loves that nigga. Hold on. Let me think of the Uzi bar, bro. Hold on.
And the poop.
Pa boom. I was curious, what happened to the other?
I think it's him. Who is this guy called, chat?
British Columbia, Canada.
Thank you for having me.
Right off the bat, Lil Uzi, I have a gift for you, and it's in this towel right here.
It's an animal. The animal.
The animal?
The animal. What, you brung him back to life?
GG Allin. Holy shit. Oh my God. GG Allin was a fucking madman, bro. GG Allin was a fucking crash out, bro. He was a literal crash out. I might get banned. 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 GG Allin was a fucking crash out. We gotta watch a documentary on him, chat.
I get letters from all over the world. People worship me. They come to my shows. I'm gonna rape the girls. I might rape the guys. I might have sex. I want it all. I want it all, and I'm gonna have it all.
Okay, let me ask.
Because I am everything.
All right, yeah.
Many words have been used to describe GG Allin. Individualist, anti-authoritarian, and unique are among the nicest. Violent, chaotic, and madman are some others. All of those are true, but if you asked GG Allin how he would describe himself, he'd say just one thing.
God.
The last true rock and roller.
Oh, never mind. My fault.
On your
that wasn't dick suck. I promise you I wasn't trying to dick suck the nigga. It was like in the documentary. I swear to God, please.
Definition of rock and roll, he just might have been. Born Jesus Christ Allin in 19...
Yeah, his name is literally Jesus Christ Allin.
56. GG Allin...
I knew I wasn't tripping.
...grew up in Groveton, New Hampshire. His father was a religious fanatic named Merle, and his family lived in a log cabin devoid of electricity and running water. Merle Allin was reclusive and abusive, and often threatened to kill his family.
He would just go crazy, and he'd go outside and start digging graves and talk about how he was gonna kill everybody and
pay attention
in the grave if my mother didn't do this or do that or whatever.
Allin later described living with Merle as a primitive existence, more like a prison sentence than an upbringing. However, he said that he was actually thankful for it, as it made him a warrior soul at an early age. Eventually, Alan's mother Arletta got out and moved to East St. Johnsbury, Vermont.
Ew, they look
taking Jesus
creepy.
Christ and his brother Merle Jr. with her. Jesus eventually became known as Gigi, since Merle Jr. was unable to pronounce Jesus correctly.
Gigi! That's Gigi! My brother Gigi, he said.
After Arletta remarried, she officially changed her son's name from Jesus Christ to Kevin Michael in 1966. But in the end, Gigi stuck, and he would go by that nickname for the rest of his life. Whether he was traumatized by his tumultuous early years or simply possessed staunch disregard for the rules, GG Allin spent his high school years acting out. He formed several bands, cross-dressed at school, sold drugs, broke into people's homes.
You know what niggas... Oh, Lyric, hey. You know when niggas grow up in like a strictly Christian household in the fucking 80s, 90s, you know they're gonna come out as crash outs.
5, Gigi decided not to pursue further education. Instead, he explored the world of music, inspired by his idols Alice Cooper and the Rolling Stones. Before long, he broke onto the scene as a drummer, performing with several groups and even forming 2 bands with his brother Merle Jr. In 1977, Gigi found a more permanent gig playing the drums and singing backup for the punk rock band The Jabbers. He soon released his debut album, Always Was, Is, and Always Shall Be, with the band. He ultimately left the group in 1984. Throughout the 80s, Allin again found himself hopping.
Oh nah.
He appeared with groups like the Setter Street, the Scum, and the Texas Nazis.
Like, just look at these names, bro, and you already know the shit that they're on.
Garnering a reputation as a hardcore underground rocker. After a particularly wild
What you been up to?
Performance with the Setter Street Sluts in Manchester, New Hampshire, Allin gained a
You wanna share it with the class?
new nickname, the Madman of Manchester. But in 1985, Allin decided to take his Madman title to a whole new level. While performing a show with Bloody Mess and the Scabs in Peoria, Illinois, he defecated on stage for the first time.
I wasn't tripping. I see?
In front of hundreds of people.
He relieved himself on stage, live. Why, Gigi, did you feel a need to defecate in front of a live audience?
Well, my body is the rock and roll temple, and my flesh, blood, and body fluids are a communion to the people, whether they like it or not. I mean, I'm not out to please anybody. My rock and roll is more not to entertain, but to annihilate. I'm trying to bring danger back into rock and roll, and there are no limits and no laws, and I'll break down every barrier put in front of me till the day I die.
Unbeknownst to the crowd, the act was entirely premeditated. I was with him.
I don't even know. He definitely got arrested multiple times.
When he bought the X-Lax, recalled Bloody Mess, the band's frontman. Unfortunately, he ate it hours before the show, so he constantly had to hold it in or he would have shot before he got on stage. After he shot on stage, complete chaos broke out in the hall. Bloody Mess continued. All of the old men in charge of the hall went fucking nuts. Hundreds of confused punk kids were flipping out, running out the door because the spectacle was incredible. The reaction was evidently the one that Gigi was going for.
Michelle, we must warn, what you are about to see and hear is quite graphic.
I would say that you never really know what's going to happen when Gigi Allin performs.
This is GG Kevin Allin, arrested when police raided the club. What did he do?
He relieved himself and did it all. I mean, you name it, it was probably happening.
A police report...
Bro, I asked my mom about GG Allin. She was like, oh my god. Da-da-da-da. She was going on and on. She was like, oh, he used to fight people on stage. He used to do crazy shit, like do drugs, da-da-da-da. He used to piss, spit on stage. I'm like, what the fuck? Like the 90s or whatever the fuck the time this was crazy, bro.
Is quite explicit. Says the singer took his own feces.
Like they used to do anything, bro.
Began throwing.
Bro, I'll ask my mom, bro. She will tell you, bro.
It at people and eating it.
He was actually off the stage. He was right down here off the stage. Just stepped off and decided to do it. Most everybody here probably thought it was funny and was, I don't think...
So we got to jump him is what you're saying.
I really don't think people were shocked.
Yeah, bro. He used to throw shit at people.
At people and eating.
You name it, it was probably happening.
A police report is quite explicit. Says the singer took his own feces, began throwing it at people, and eating it.
He was actually off the stage.
Like,
He was
what?
right down here off the stage. Just stepped off and decided to do it. Most everybody here probably thought it was funny and was, I really don't think people were shocked.
What would y'all do, bro? Imagine, like, let me paint this picture. Imagine you hear, like, of a new artist. It's like, it's rock and roll, and you're into rock and roll. You hear, like, his music on, like, whatever, and you're like, damn, this shit is hard. It's before the internet, so you can't even research the nigga. And you go to his concert, and this is what he does.
He also incorporated
What would y'all do, bro?
blood into his performance by pouring it onto his body and spraying it across the stage and audience.
Y'all heard that?
It was funny and was, I really don't think people were shocked.
He also incorporated blood into his performance by pouring it onto his body and spraying it across the stage and audience. Naturally, the destructive nature of his sets often resulted in venues and equipment companies severing ties with him. Police were sometimes called, especially when Allen began jumping into crowds and onto his fans. Several female concert goers claimed that he sexually assaulted them after the shows, and some were attacked during his sets.
Like, he's just a wild nigga.
Fight, as he says here himself.
See, a lot of people come to my shows, freak show, and they get caught up in the crossfires because they don't realize that what goes on in my mind is very real. And if they're in my way, and if I see somebody there that's just there to see the freak show, then they're going to be taken out. The only people that are left in my allies who are standing.
You could have just said no. You didn't have to. You didn't have to add the hell to it. Wow. That's kind of.
At the end of the
You could have let me off easy and just said a simple no.
show. Those who have been sent to the hospital, those who have been raped or left or ran out the doors, they're the enemy. The people who stay are the allies of which we take on and we will rule.
You mentioned this.
It's no surprise that Allen found himself in and out of jail for various crimes, but perhaps the most serious stint was in 1989. He admitted to cutting and burning a woman and drinking her blood. He ultimately served 15 months in prison for that crime. Allen
15 months
carried the weight of his childhood throughout his life, constantly bucking authority to make up for the years that he spent under his father's crushing thumb. His close friends also saw his total embodiment of punk rock as an escape from consumerism and commercialism, and
these bloodtastic peoples, bro.
as a desire to return rock and roll music to
Bloodtastic, explain yourself.
its rebellious roots.
These your peoples. You into rock and roll?
Due to poor recording and distribution,
Winnie Hut Jr.
Allen's music would never really take off in the mainstream. He would never see the same level of success as other shock rockers. Nevertheless, he continued to perform throughout his life, and he often drew crowds of hundreds or even thousands of punk fans, most of whom were
Bloodtastic would be. Let me chill.
more interested in his antics than his music. Considering his dark personality, it's no surprise that he found solace in the moment even when he wasn't on stage. He often wrote to and visited serial killer John Wayne Gacy in prison. And at one point, he even commissioned a painting by Gacy to use for his album cover art. His personal fascination with serial killers added yet another dark layer to his shocking lifestyle. In fact, sometimes he'd hint that if he were not a performer, he might have ended up becoming a serial killer instead.
What
But
the
in the
fuck?
end, Allen was perhaps most destructive to himself. Starting in 1989, he began threatening to kill himself
Like, how are niggas like this, like, created, bro?
during one of his
It's gotta be the Christian household.
performances, likely around Halloween. But as it turned out, he was in prison during that time period. It's unclear whether he would have followed through with the threats if he had been free. But once he was released, many people started buying tickets to his shows just to see if he would actually end his own life in front of a crowd. Ultimately, he didn't kill himself on stage, but his last
Drugs.
performance on June 27, 1993 was still a one-of-a-kind spectacle. After his show at gas station in New York City got cut short, he started a brutal riot just outside the venue before escaping.
He's naked.
Heroin. Allen was found dead the next morning of an overdose,
Oh,
still
no.
reeking of blood and feces from the night before. He was 36 years old. It's believed that his death was accidental, but some have speculated that it was intentional on his part, and a sign that he'd kept his promise to eventually kill himself. It's not so much wanting to die, he once said, but controlling that moment, choosing your own way. And in life, and possibly in death, GG Allin chose his own way.
Shit. Y'all can look at it like any type of way possible. That he's a crash out. That he's a weirdo. He's a bad person. He is all those things. But what you can't take away is that at the end of the day, he lived how he wanted to. Like, lived with 0 restrictions. That's kind of crazy. Like, literally just like this shit was GTA, real life GTA. I'm not even trying to make it into. I'm not making it to a message, but low key, that's low key. Is not like y'all gonna call me a thug like any type of way I'm trying to shit. I'm not trying to make it out as a good thing, but like y'all can't say he didn't like live his life. He lived his life. You gotta. I can't. You gotta respect it. You gotta respect it. Fuck it, I'ma stand on it, bro. You gotta respect that. You gotta respect it, bro. He's dead ass living. Everybody living life, but some people live like with fear. You feel me? They live being like told what to do and like and just feeling like they not in control of their own life. He dead ass lived in like freelance mode.